What am I doing here? What?
Welcome to an all-new episode of Figure It Out. It's been a while, guys. It has been a while. Joel actually reminded me how long it's been. Because when Joel went, I've never heard what Peter Jaydee thought about the Batman, and I went, oh my God, he's right. We never had that podcast. He's absolutely right. I've just talked to Batman so much. I just assumed at some point you guys were part of that conversation. At some point, I just talked about it for so many podcasts. It felt like, but no. Welcome back, Jaydee. What's going on, man? Welcome back.
Well, last time I was on the show, I did not have this collectible right here, guys.
That's right.
Congratulations. Did not have that rare item. Yes, sir.
That's a nice one.
Is that titanium?
That is tungsten.
Tungsten.
Ooh.
Yes, that's it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Those are so cool.
Okay.
You know, I keep getting all these nods from people like, yeah, great. But where's the Superman etching? Where's the Batman?
Oh.
I'm not that much of a fucking geek. You know what I mean? There's something remain with traditional. So
right,
no.
well, hold on. Don't make it sound like a judgment, because when you said that, the first thing I thought was, I'm definitely doing that. I'm definitely getting Batman on my ring.
I was gonna ask you,
100%.
does it shoot energy constructs? Like,
No, but I shoot. I can't even. You know what? I'm not gonna say.
To know you is to know exactly where you were going with that, Jay. Oh my God, no! But
yeah, what you guys?
Well, we do want to congratulate you one more time. We congratulated you like crazy the last podcast that we did. But again, congratulations, man. That's truly remarkable, man.
Salud.
Salud, gentlemen. Salud.
I love that.
Pete, we're shopping at the store. What's up, kid?
What's that, bud?
Got the
Yeah, man, you got it. You know what? I'm not drinking tonight. It was weird, but I got to drive, so
I get it.
That makes sense. Got you. All right, Pete, what's going on, Pete?
Not much, man. I am a blasphemous bastard, though. I still have not gone and seen the Batman. I want to. I haven't gotten there yet, stupidly.
Me too.
You guys don't know what you're missing, man. But look,
I want to go. Like, I can't wait to see it. I just like either everybody has gone and seen it yet, or they just can't like kind of hammer down a time. I'm gonna eventually wind up going by myself, but again, then I'm also like, it's fucking 3 hours in the movies, and I'm old and I gotta pee, so like I don't want to miss part of the movie.
Stay prepared for that.
just prepare.
I'm gonna wear like a little stock or something.
Well, look, time out, Pete. I'll say this for you and Jaydee. I don't recommend this, but in 24 days, it'll be on HBO Max.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you've waited this long, again, is it something you should see in theaters? 100%. I don't even think you'll fully appreciate it if you just watch it on HBO Max. But
okay, if
time and stuff like that is an issue, you guys are super busy. You only got 24 days, and then it'll be on HBO Max, so you can just watch.
I mean, I would have liked to do a basement review, but yeah, I haven't gotten there yet either.
Right. So, I mean, I that's what I tell people that haven't seen it yet. I'm like, you should try to go see it, but life happens, you know? So I'm like, in 20-something days, it's on HBO Max. You can watch it as many times as you want there.
This shit is my life, so.
I don't disagree. It's why we went Tuesday. So I don't disagree. But, you know, again, it's you know, it might not be as, like, pined after as it was for us. Like, that was one of the things, like, when the announcement dropped, it was like, give me this fucking movie now.
We are a little bit extra.
And last but definitely not least, my brother Joel. What's going on, Joel?
I'm good. I'm fine. It's early. As you can see, I'm blinded by the light.
Yes.
We usually I almost missed the show. I was like, I fell asleep, and then you texted me as soon as I woke up. I was like, oh shit.
So I gotta make sure I check on you tomorrow, because Joel's like, for the Moon Knight podcast, he's like, I gotta make sure I take a nap before I do that.
Like now I gotta get up early for that.
Would you say it? Would you say?
Tomorrow comes
Tomorrow.
out?
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Well, it's like 3 a.m. tonight, right? Or 4
Right.
a.m.
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah,
3 a.m. tomorrow.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no. But time out. No, I don't even know how to correct you, Pete, because all over the MCU's like actual website, social medias, they keep saying tonight is the night for Moon Knight, and I'm like, are they dropping it tonight? Like, why do they keep saying that? But I guess they mean 3 a.m. But to a lot of people, that's tonight.
It's
A
out
lot
in
of people
Europe
take that
already
in.
because it's that time there.
Right. Which I would love if they would stop doing that. Stop assuming the whole world is on LA time. Like for some of us, it's confusing. It's very.
I'm not happy with LA time, but if that's what we have to settle on, I'm okay with it.
That's fair. That's completely fair. So we will talk about Moon Knight a little later on. I want to start off with figure talk because it's been so long. Jaydee hasn't been on for like 5 years, so I'm sure there's some figures collected there. I'll start off. Some of these are pre-orders that just came in. One of these I don't even want to fucking touch, but this did come in.
Oh, very nice.
Obviously, you guys.
Hey, it's your boy. It's your
Removable head.
boy.
Yeah, I try my best to ask Amazon. Is there any way I can just keep Steve Rogers and give you back Sam? They said no, you can't do that. I said okay, it's worth an ask. For some strange reason, I think because of the way that the MCU has depicted Chris Evans, but you could see the drastic difference in body structure. He looks massive, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Upper body.
so obviously he comes with the removable head also.
What series is that? I think I had that one at one point. Is that a new one?
That's brand new. Yeah, that's brand new
Okay.
because they based it off of Endgame.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Looks like-
obviously the difference.
Style.
Wait, say it again, Jaydee.
It almost looks like that was the same body style for the zombie cap.
No, the zombie cap is slimmer. It's slimmer.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did check that out. It is slimmer. And then the difference in the shields.
Ah.
Color.
You guys probably can't tell looking at it,
etching.
but one is bigger than the other.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
slightly see it. One looks like the blue is darker on one, and then the other.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a line in the middle of the one on the left.
Yep.
My left. You're right.
Did you see the new design for Sam's shield?
Huh?
Yeah,
Did
which
you
one?
see for Sam's shield yet?
Yes. So Sam Shield is actually the smaller one. So this
No,
is
no.
Sam Shield.
Oh, in the comic books. Yeah, there's a difference in the comic book.
Holding that
Oh.
shield.
Got you. Okay, I got you.
So the star is different too, I think.
Yeah, it's bigger.
Right. And also, you guys know I've been waiting on this for forever. This beautiful guy came in.
Oh, Stalker,
That's a nice
Winter
figure.
Soldier.
And of course, removable head. So he has obviously one with the mask, one without.
Nice.
A good likeness.
Very good likeness, yes. And then this
It
one
is.
I've been waiting for fucking forever. But finally, my old man Logan.
Oh, that's a cool figure.
Logan's old man Logan.
Yes, Logan's old man Logan. Yes,
Very good.
obviously in the suit from when he was driving the limo.
Does he have like removable hands for?
Yes, it
like,
does. Yep, I got you. Give me
That's
one.
cool. Like a bloody hands.
No, you know what's crazy, Joe? One of them is bloody claws.
Nice. Should be.
Yep.
That movie was bloody.
I
Loved it.
find that also.
Oh,
I want Illuminati Xavier. That's what I'm waiting for. No.
that might be a lifetime wait, Joel, because it looks like they're not doing it doesn't seem like they're doing Marvel Legends for like everything that we're getting. And that's
Probably
a little
not.
frustrating.
That's why I was saying, like, I would love to see that, but I doubt they're gonna do it.
I would love to too. Bro, I haven't even heard any more about Hawkeye's line.
They're like very quiet. Like, what Hawkeye line?
Yeah. I mean,
we didn't mean
they
that.
announced obviously it would be Clint and what's her name,
Kate.
but that's it. And Kate, thank you. So you can't really see it all that well, but that's the blood.
Oh.
Okay,
I
got it.
see it. I see it.
The blood.
Nice.
And then this is just the regular one. Just the regular one there.
Clean.
Yep, nice and clean. And then
You're
the
retractable.
ones I couldn't wait to to showcase is all right. So starting off with this guy, Oswald from the Batman,
Hey,
and
I love
he comes with. I thought this was funny, a briefcase with like removable money.
Oh, that's cool.
Removable, and he does come with his umbrella. And here's the cool part: comes out to a knife.
Oh, that's cool.
That doesn't look like a knife.
That's not a knife. All right, and so what goes with that is maskless Bruce Wayne.
Hey, with the
Very,
dark
very
eyes.
Academy. I mean, sorry.
What'd you say?
Say that
Very-
again out loud.
Yeah, say it louder.
Clear.
No, what came part of this set that I freaking love is Batman's workshop. So it came with this where
That's
you
cool.
could take the mask off
Cool.
and
His
then
chest plate and his gloves too.
yep, you could put the mask on him.
Nice.
Dope.
Gives him a little bit of a dome, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And this armor is removable. Armor you can just put on his chest
Very cool.
right
Oh,
there.
cool.
That's his workshop there. And then of course they gave, Batman's bat computer.
Pat Pooter.
That's cool.
His bat Puda. And then hold on one second. I should have grabbed this to start. Okay. So his bat cycle,
Hey.
his bat bike.
DC
And then this had to be part of it.
That's cool.
Hey, look at that big motherfucker.
And the figure fits in it. It does fit in it. And
Oh,
it does make sounds.
Oh,
that's
Oh.
cool.
nice.
Annoying sounds.
I love that.
I know. I don't like that either.
I don't remember that sound.
That was never a sound in the movie. No. So,
Yeah,
I love that light in the front. Looks like Knight Rider.
Yes,
Yes.
right? Listen to that.
Watch the movie. And you'll see.
And then of course to complete it. All right, I didn't even hit it. I didn't even push the button, but okay.
It's like I wasn't done, bitch.
And then to complete it is none other than Selena Kyle with her bike.
Nice.
Very-
She have a mask too?
Yes, she does. No, it's a helmet, not a mask.
Oh,
But she comes with her helmet
like a
there.
motorbike helmet. Cool.
Yeah.
nice.
And look, the one funny thing is this company, I think it's called Spin Master, that made these figures and Batmobile and everything. The one annoying thing about Spin Master is they have a rule. They do not print guns. So this is gonna look like a bat grapple, but it's not. It's supposed to be a version of a gun.
A gun?
That looks like that should come with Selena Kyle for when she just got finished hanging out with Batman, finished a little early, so she needs to get the bat grapple out.
You mean all you hear is
What is that supposed to be?
It's supposed to be like a gun. It's supposed to be like a gun. For Penguin.
That's supposed to be Penguin gun? Let me see that thing again.
Mm-hmm. It 100% looks like a bat grapple. You're 100% right because I know that's what everyone's gonna say. Like that's a bat grapple.
It does. It looks like
That's
it has bat wings and shit on it.
And they did give us batarangs.
Hey.
Big ass batarangs. So the only thing left of that to complete that whole set is there's a Commissioner Gordon or Lieutenant Gordon, sorry, with a Batman, and it's a big cop car that opens like this, where you could put.
I've been seeing the advertisements for that left and right. I have not seen the Batmobile yet. The Batmobile is really fucking dope.
I love this, man. I freaking love this, and the fact that the figure fits right in. It's not difficult to get them in and out.
Where'd you get that from?
Back. Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, and just to show the lights again. Fucking love those lights right there. Look at that shit. Love it.
I just don't know how I feel about this company being adamant about not printing guns.
Yeah,
It's a fucking toy. Get over yourself.
It's very weird. I'm with you on that. I was not a fan of
Because,
that whatsoever.
you know, like I'm thinking their concept is, if we don't print the guns, little kids will never learn how to play with guns and they won't want guns. Meanwhile, I'm thinking the complete opposite. They're gonna be like, well, what's a gun? Oh, here's a gun. Oh, cool. I'm gonna show this to my dad barrel first.
Right.
How do you use this thing?
Dad, how do you pow? Oh,
how does this work?
Why is it out in the open anyway?
And last but definitely not least, because of JD's bad influence, Fortnite got the Fortnite truck, comes down, place to store weapons.
Very cool. Very cool.
The figures in.
That looks like it perfectly scales with the Batmobile.
It does. It does. And then another one from Fortnite.
That looks like it could perfectly become Rob's
cool.
little car if you pick the red.
That is true. That I've essentially just made that Selena's car. Like Selena sits in there and just.
So when you go play, you put Selena in the blue.
Car. Put her in the blue. Yeah, she gets her own car. She's an independent woman. She doesn't need to be in the Batmobile. But and last thing, I got this for Joel. Joel hasn't received it yet, so you couldn't show it off. But Billy the Butcher.
Cool.
Oh,
Billy Butcher. And the boys.
The trailer looks good.
Trailer looks sick. Have you seen Diabolical yet?
No.
Oh, that's
It's
just
the
crazy.
animated version of The Boys.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Is it a movie or a series?
It's
It's
an
just like
anthology
quick-
animated series.
On
Takes
Amazon
place
too?
with Little boys.
Say it again.
That's on Amazon too?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. And the voice cast is pretty awesome too.
I'm writing that down. So go
Yeah,
in one ear and out the
Diabolical.
other.
And it's rated basically M.
Yeah, it's not for kids either. So it's not like a
You don't watch it with your children.
Right. All right, that's all I got. JD, you want to go next?
Oh, you got stuff, JD. I mean,
Hey, we got a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna pull out the highlight stuff. For those of you guys who follow the show, I've been big on collecting the Marvel Retro line, right? The 3-inch, 3 3/4 inch. Everybody knows that's my jam. And their next wave contains Thor, a few others.
Yes,
but
that is that's the Galactus Thor, the Herald Thor.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all I've been able to find so far has been the Venom from the line.
That looks so good.
I'm loving it, dude. So I'm psyched.
Wow.
It almost feels like that's a Todd McFarlane Venom because no big jaw, no wanky tongue. Very subdued for Venom. But dude, the size is like huge, man. He's a bulky SOB.
That's great.
Should be
Look
both.
big
So
as
there's
shit.
that. Yeah. I hate that I fell into this line because I had given up on this line, but just some cool shit has been coming out, and you cannot pass on the G.I. Joe classified line, especially when you get your alley Viper. Woo, in the wild.
I can't believe you found it in the wild, man. So jealous.
I know, and then you got your. Oh my God, your bat! Oh, I'm loving it.
By the way,
Price.
by the way, you guys should definitely check out that He-Man line. They just released the Savage He-Man.
I saw that.
Really freaking good, man. That line looks really good.
One of the reasons why I hated the
That bat looks so good, Jay. That is fantastic.
You want? What was that you said? You wanted to see him out of the box?
I
Okay,
did want to see him out of the box.
you got it. Here he is, baby. Here he is. Oh, love
I
it.
appreciate you keeping the chest plate off. Like I know they came with like a black chest plate. Like,
Yeah,
but you need the inner working, like the original
It
figure.
came with right. I don't know if you could,
Hold on, you
It's
froze a bit.
whatever the fuck that thing is.
but it came with a battle damage chest plate and a solid black chest plate.
Right.
Sweet.
No, I
So
need to
game
get
with
it
a battle.
working.
He's a bad guy, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Oh my god! But the working, God, I'm loving it. So one of the reasons why I'm kind of pissed off at myself for getting into the classified is because it opened up the door for other 6-inch figure lines. And God damn it, if that Spider-Man retro line on the animated series card doesn't look fucking beautiful, right? So here we got, which I didn't want at all, but you got the armor Spider-Man. Oh,
Mine just
Oh my
came in.
God.
I haven't gotten the order from Big Bad Toy Store yet. I haven't like shipped it, but
Gee,
I'm so excited
original.
to get that. That looks so good.
That's so classic looking.
it is awesome, man.
The original armored Spider-Man.
So
I should have
then
got two because I'm gonna want to take one out, but I like the packaging.
So then we got our Ben Riley Spider-Man.
Ben Riley Spider-Man.
Oh my
Nice.
God.
I love that costume.
Right? And then the pièce de résistance. We got our black costume Spidey.
So good.
Oh my God, I'm loving this
Can't
figure.
wait to see a live action version
I
of that.
love this
Yeah,
black
good
costume
one.
Spider-Man. This was it for me, and I had to get one in the box and one to open up, baby. Oh my God.
got it.
Oh, nice.
You know
Such a
what?
good figure.
As perfect as that figure is, what would really just perfect that fucking thing is
like
if
that.
there was a Peter removable head.
Well, dude, the heads do pop off.
No. I'm saying if like actual Peter's face was one of the removable heads.
But if you got earlier, the plain photographer Peter.
No, because I bought from that line. I bought the Peter and the Spider-Man, and I took Peter's head off to try to put it on Spider-Man's. It does not fit.
Really?
It does not work. Nope,
Oh,
not at
man.
all. Not at all.
This figure
Oh,
is like
funny.
money in the fucking bank. And the thing that's scaring me is he's like a $40 to $50 figure on eBay already.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's because it's hard to find him in the wild. Dude, I'm gonna call you Craven from now on. Like you just be finding shit, hunting them down. But all of the pre-orders and shit are not shipping yet. Like I'm not due for my bats and my alley vipers until like June, bro. And I have not had any luck finding anything in the stores because I would scoop them up immediately.
How many times have I
I'll jump kick a kid to get it. I don't care.
I told you, come hunting
That's
with me,
not
bro.
even necessary. I love that.
Come hunting with me. Because the biggest find for me was the Secret Wars Spidey
I know.
I found at a thrift store.
Why do they
Guys,
mold it like that? Like, it looks like they're hunched over. Like,
Well, it's old. It's stiff.
That was just the style.
1984.
my
Yeah,
God,
it's old.
1980.
It's old.
Oh,
But look at this. I found this in a thrift store, and there's no wear at all on
it's
on the
beautiful.
brother. Look at that. Look at the back on this son of a gun.
Got a nice ass.
Right? And the funny thing is, I
Look at the Kulo.
I found this guy after Metro. So it's like my thing for going after Spider-Man Retro card was, I'm never gonna have this. I'm never gonna have this. And I find this SOB at a freaking thrift store, guys.
Even out of the box, that's like a $25 to $30 figure at minimum.
Easily,
With
bro.
a good paint job, you're looking at $60 to $70.
See, and this dude, that paint app is on the money. Nowhere at all. At all. $3.99.
You can't. That's probably just a little bit more than it cost back in 1984.
Yeah, I think it was like $2, something like that.
Probably about
If
that.
you went to if you went to one of the other smaller secondary places.
Yeah, if you went to KB, you was paying $350.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I've been psyched. I got a lot of other little things, but they're more close to the heart. Like again, going back to the thrift store stuff. I don't know if you guys remember Mask from the 80s, right? But I found
acronym.
the Mask villain in
Yes, it is.
thrift store, right? So it's like thrift store for me. Thrift store hunting is just as much fun as hunting in the regular shops, guys.
Okay.
That looked fucking awesome. That's fucking
Love it. I'm
Spider-Man.
loving it.
Oh my god. That's what I'm here doing, is trying to find it.
Jay, have you seen there's another 6-inch toy line out there that scales perfectly and articulates perfectly with G.I. Joe Classified called Action Force, which, as you know,
Damn right.
that was G.I. Joe out in Europe.
Yes.
But they got a figure that they even
Yes.
call Steel Brigade. Looks exactly like the mail away figure. You can't. The original is gonna run you like $80 now, but they got a dope ass Sergeant
Yep.
Slaughter that I'm fucking waiting on.
Yeah.
You see that
I
yet?
saw that.
So
I saw that.
the it's owned by Bobby Valla, and he calls the line of the Valaverse.
Okay.
Yeah, and he used to work for Hasbro, so that's why he had an inside track with a really great manufacturing company overseas. But that he's got awesome stuff. I love that stuff. I really do.
They're
Then
really
there's
nice.
also-
I'm dropping them into the group chat right now, the Sergeant Slaughter ones.
There's something called Gridiron Studios. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but
No.
they only building accessories for the Joe line. So
Yes.
if you get the chance, like the Roadblock big Browning machine gun, they've
Mhm.
made that stuff. They've got different attachments for the bats. They've got different attachments for the alley vipers. Really cool stuff, guys. Really cool stuff.
If you happen to have a link handy, send it on over.
We'll check it out. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All
But
right.
yeah, I just dropped you
Yeah,
some
man.
pictures to see because I foolishly only ordered the Sergeant Slaughter one, but now I realize I should have ordered the Action Force because I'm gonna wind up spending some money on that. But I'm hoping, basically, Big Bad said that the pre-orders were sold out, so I'm hoping that when it comes in stock, that I'll actually be able to get it on like the re-up or the second wave or something. I'm not in a rush to get it firsthand because I still don't have, the basement's not set up yet. I don't have the other fucking shelves and whatnot. So I'm like, I can wait a while. That's why I'm also I'm not trying to, hunt down bats and alley vipers with the quickness just yet, but it's gonna wind up happening. Did you see? Now, I am not a huge fan of the Super 7 G.I. Joes. I especially
Yeah.
What's that?
Neither am I.
Yeah. The reaction figures I don't like. I bought one. Actually, I don't have that with me. Hold on, I got it right over here. Normally, I like to keep everything to the side of me for when we do the show, but I managed to forget to do that. So I am not a fan of the G.I. Joe reaction figures because I cannot understand why you would, limit the articulation. That was never what G.I. Joe did in the first place. But with that said, I did have to get this one. I don't think I showed this off before. Purely because
Oh shit!
the Target exclusive and it's still widely available. You can just go and order yourself one, and it's only like $15 or something like that. I don't have any of the others. However, the Super 7 is also releasing the G.I. Joe Ultimates line. It's like a 7-inch line, and they look exactly like the cartoons. It's literally like fucking what was it, Sunbow that did the originals? Or
Yes. Towards the end.
I can't
right?
remember if it was Deke or Sunbow that did it to start with.
Started. So Deke did the first 3 seasons,
Okay, then
and the
yeah.
last 2 seasons, like when they went into the patrol, something like the anti-drug stuff.
Yeah.
It was Sunbow.
Okay. So Sunbow did it after the movie and then took over that
Correct. The movie was the last one, right?
Right. Okay. So dude, these things look like they literally stepped out of like the Deke animation cells. I ordered Snake Eyes. Obviously I had to. And he's not like that Snake Eyes. He looks like the Snake Eyes with the, the commando one, and he's all blue and everything.
Right.
How to get that one. I was considering ordering Flint because Flint was always my guy. I liked Flint. He was a hard ass. I figured he could kick Duke's ass left and right anytime.
Yeah.
Relax.
Damn.
Relax. Relax.
they released Storm Shadow. It looks so fucking good, and I think like the thing that's gonna throw me over the edge, that's gonna make me order this, is he comes with Excalibur. Do you remember the episode when Storm Shadow got Excalibur?
Yes, it was in Destro's cast.
Yes, so good. And I'm looking. I was like, holy shit, he's got katanas, and then I was like, that's fucking Excalibur. I remember that shit.
I know, but that classified Storm Shadow that's coming up looks money in the fucking bank.
Yes,
bro.
it does. That's why I don't want to get too involved in that Super 7 Ultimate. Plus, it's stupid expensive, like $50. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get like, I think I'm just gonna limit it to Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow. Maybe I'll get like Flint and Lady J, but that's about it. But
yeah,
I picked this up because I got a little. I'm kind of past Funko Pops at this point, but Amazon sent me a little blurb that was like this special edition weird ass fucking Spider-Man figure, and I was like, yeah, fuck it. It looks weird. I'll get it. I don't even know what it is.
Okay.
I don't even know if I'm gonna keep the shit, but I had to order
Right.
it. But it's funny that you mentioned the Savage He-Man, Juwaan, because that happens to what I managed to get.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I really just wanted it for the Orko, but the Savage He-Man figure looks really cool, and you can't quite tell from here, but he's really kind of like with his crotch there, like he's just like
no.
out.
I just want you to know it's radiating right off right off your screen. That is a pelvic thrust if I've ever seen it.
It really is.
That's
He's sitting there in the package doing the time warp for everybody.
listen, that series,
really.
I loved the Kevin Smith series.
Yeah,
I don't know
me too.
why people bashed it. Oh man, it broke my heart when they killed Fisto and Clam Champ.
Yep.
Sorry, spoilers, people. But
If they hadn't watched it yet, come on.
Yeah,
No.
it came out so long ago.
yeah, but wow, that series was great, dude. I mean,
And that's another one. Like I'm trying to limit myself to like what I'm getting. I got like Beast Man, but I didn't get Trapjaw. I didn't get Triclops. I didn't get Stinkor, even though he looks really cool. I'm like, I can't do this. And the only reason I got fucking Moss Man was because he was voiced by Alan Oppenheimer.
right.
And look,
But that looks great, dude.
I will say about that Kevin Smith series, like very rarely do I hear directors as truly passionate as Kevin Smith and Matt Reeves, right? I'm not saying directors aren't passionate, but when you heard Matt Reeves at Fandom a few years ago talk about the Batman and what went into what he wanted to do, you were just like, all right, he gets it. If only he can put it together. Then you see the movie and you're like, what the he did it. He did everything he said he was going to do. And then Kevin, you watch He-Man and it's like, I haven't felt He-Man in so long, right? Like the accuracy of He-Man. He nailed that shit, man. Top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I'll say this. Joel is not the biggest He-Man fan, and he enjoyed himself watching that series. So that's how good of a job Kevin did.
I think there's just people who were just like, I don't know if they were too traditionalist or whatever. Like they just wanted an episode, like every episode where He-Man comes in, saves the day, and then you're done and you move on. Like that's not a resolution to the story. That's just perpetuating what we had as kids. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, but the whole concept was to move on with the story.
Right.
And I'm waiting. I'm hoping for a fucking another season, man. It's so good.
I mean, look, the only thing that scares me is that it's Netflix. You know,
I know. They could cancel it on a whim. I know.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was popular. It had a fucking after show. So it was like,
it did. That's probably that and Stranger Things are really the only ones that really did that I know of off the top of my head. Stranger Things had like a little series thing that the kid who plays Dustin hosted. But yeah,
they did 2 after shows.
They did 2 after shows. Okay.
Stranger Things is dropping in like another month or so, I think, right?
Yeah, the first part.
May, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
I know a little something about that actually.
What?
Ooh.
What do you know? Somebody you know.
I know who the villain is. I don't know if I can tell you here because somebody might get in trouble for it, but I will let you know.
That's what our group chat's for, right?
Exactly. It's fucking awesome. It's a big Dungeons and Dragons villain.
What?
Oh, okay, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean they've been naming them after like D&D things.
Right.
From like the Demigorgon and then the Mind Flayers. So if you keep going up from there, no, it's not Tiamat. I wish it was fucking Tiamat, but it's a pretty evil son of a bitch, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how horrifying they could possibly make this motherfucker. Hold on, what is it? No. Unfortunately, Jay, not according to the cartoons. This is D&D.
Oh.
This
Okay.
is straight up
Not
Joe
cartoon
Manganiello, like
This
that.
is sitting at a table with dice and a book.
Yeah, that's exactly
Right.
what this is.
Right. Damn, Pete, I really fucking love seeing that Savage He-Man. Damn.
It's a good one, man. It's really good.
Like Farouk Dan.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Pete.
Ooh.
I'm sitting it because Amazon messed up one of my orders. So they sent me like a gift card credit.
Okay.
So like I had Savage He-Man in that Batmobile set. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I can only get one of you. And I was just like, well, I mean, my loyalties lie with Batman forever. So I'm like, well, I'm definitely getting that. I was not expecting you to have that because I was like, all right, I'm going to tell Pete about it. Maybe Pete will get it at some point. But for you to have it now I'm just like, well,
you know what? I got to thank my boy, Jason Agopian up in Boston. He's always in Target because he makes deliveries to like Target and Walmart and shit. So he's always on the lookout. And even up there, he can't find no fucking bats and alley vipers either. But he came across that son of a bitch. He's like, yo, I know you wanted the Orco. Right. He's like, you want this? I was like, yeah, I want it.
Yeah.
And then he just mails it to me.
He's a freaking goat. He's a freaking goat.
Yeah.
That's a friend.
Shout out to motherfuckers in other states looking out for you.
Yeah. First of all, can we just say this? The people that watch Figure It Out, shame on you for you guys not helping us out by finding it.
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of fans are you guys? Like, go find this stuff for us.
You guys can wake up early like I do and come on the ride with me.
I don't know what early is, man. Like, I gotta like.
You have to define that. What's early?
I know there are certain Walmarts that open up at 6. I know there are certain Targets that open up at 7. I know other patterns that I'm not gonna share with too many people, but I will say this. For those figure hoarders that are out there, right? Fuck all you guys. So people, summer igloo coolers that are in the racks that have very easy open lids, because that's where a lot of these guys are hiding their shit.
Where?
Look, I want to say this. Amazon, you guys suck partially because you give me a candy limit, right? Like they only let you get like 5, a quantity of 5, no more than that unless you buy bulk, right? But if I went and I wanted 75 fucking Batmobiles, I could get 75 Batmobiles. And that's the problem, is that toy hoarders can go on there, buy 90 of them, no limits whatsoever. But you're going to tell me that somewhere there's only a factory with 1,000 sweet tarts, so I can only get a max of 5? What are we doing here, Amazon? Fix your shit, bro. Fix it, please. Goodness gracious. I was so angry.
I had to do that. I'm sorry.
But yes, figure it out, crew out there. Go on your lunch breaks, go to a Target, go to a Walmart, and go shopping for us.
And I gotta give another shout out to my good friend and fan of the Pete's Basement Show, Absolute. Anytime she's in the mall, she always be texting me pictures like, "Do you need this? You good? You good?" Like, yes. And every now and then I'm like, "I do need that. Grab that, please."
See, I need those texts that said, "Hey, I don't know if you need it or not, but I just got it." And it's like, oh, I did need that one. Look at you.
You gotta do that because every now and then you can just, if your friend don't need it, you can drop it on eBay. Don't matter.
But here's the crazy thing: if I don't need it, I have you guys here to go, "Hey, does anyone want this? You want this?"
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Chances are you can always unload it to one of us.
1,000%. 1,000%. But no, see, I miss this. I miss showing off the figures that we got and everything. Jaydee, were you on here last time Joel showed off his Batmobile? He does have a Batmobile also that he has on his
No.
Yeah,
No.
it's outside though. I have a key. It's hard. So I gotta. No, I got Hot Wheels. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Does
No,
it look a little
Batmobile.
different? No, it looks the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't have lights
Oh,
or make weird noises, but it has.
no. I know
Work.
what the difference is, Joel. So Hot Wheels cares more about detail. So
Oh.
Hot Wheels has like the streaks and stuff on there, but this brand, the Batmobile, is literally all black, and it's definitely not all black.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
there's, like lines and shit here of
Yeah.
color.
I have some steel in the front there. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at yours and I'm like, yours looks so much better than the fucking $40 I spent on this shit. I'm like, wait a minute.
That was going to be my next question. Was like, wait a minute, how much is the motherfucker? Because I'm trying to figure out exactly which one of these it is.
So I got it from Amazon. It was like 42.
Okay.
Yeah,
It might
it
be
was like
sold out
42.
or something. I'm not finding it. I see a $34 one and a
I'll send
$20
it.
one.
I'll send it to make sure we're talking about the same one.
Good show, old man.
All right, so let's move on. I wanted to start with this actually because me and Joel, we did our pod yesterday. We didn't even talk about this, but the critics have been pretty piss poor about Morbius. I mean,
Are you surprised?
No, but that's what me and Joel said. It did not shock us that critics would not like that movie. But again, as we always say, that's never motivation for me, good or bad, right? So like when critics like, hey, I think it's garbage. It doesn't make me go, all right, well, I won't see it. Or I think it's the greatest thing ever. I don't go, all right, well, now I have to see it. No, it doesn't usually move me left or right. If I don't want to see it, nothing usually changes that. If I do, nothing usually changes that. But Jaydee, I want to start off with you. Is there any aspects of this Morbius that looks, and I'm not talking about theaters, but is there any aspect of this Morbius that makes you interested in seeing it, whether when it comes out on TV, DVD, whatever? No interest?
Nope.
None? Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that.
None, brother. I never thought Morbius, even when he had his book way back when, was a worthwhile marquee character, and it's just showing right now that it's garbage. I heard he didn't want to come back for reshoots, or he was too busy to do reshoots, which is understandable, but you should have been smart enough to work that into the contract, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is not your first fucking movie. This is not your first movie of this style, where that it's hard to nail down leads, because once they come out of a comic book movie, that shoots their market value up, right? So they're going to be bitten all over the place. But the fact that he was too busy doing the We Transfer docuseries, and he didn't want to come back to do Morbius, it's kind of telling of the flick,
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, I hold these Sony movies in the same vein as Venom 1 and Venom 2.
Right.
You just have to be entertaining enough for me to not hate you. And that's what Venom 1 and Venom 2 were. They were very entertaining. I wouldn't say they were great movies.
Look forward to the same with Craven.
I don't know. I don't know, mainly because I don't know. I think it's a Jared Leto thing because he got a whole bunch of shit for the movie he did with Lady Gaga.
It's not just a Jared Leto thing, brother. It's Morbius is a shit character.
I don't think it's the character's fault.
Yeah, I don't think enough people know enough about the character for it to be the character.
Exactly. He's a shit character. He really is. He was a shit villain. He was a shit slide into the whatever dark vigilante when they did Midnight Suns, and when they try to redo the series, it just, I think the second volume went 3 issues before it was canceled. Man, there's not enough pop behind that character to make a feature-length film off of. Sorry.
Well, I mean, look, we've seen narratives change, because if you had told somebody 10 years ago, hey, I'm putting Vulture in a Spider-Man movie, they would go, no, there's so many other better villains. But then
Right.
you cast someone like Michael Keaton, you put it alongside Spider-Man with great direction, great writing, and people fucking love Vulture
Okay.
now, right? So I'm
Okay.
like, there's an element of, even if a character is not popular, we just live in a time today where that doesn't matter anymore. Because it only takes one comic, one movie, one animated series that just drastically changes the entire outlook on the character. So I'm just of the mindset of, I think what would have been better to sell some of these villains outside of just, you know, making a good movie, is if you would just put it with something else more desirable, and then broke it off to do kind of its own thing. So people they weren't just like, all right, I gotta like focus in on now like this vampire that I really don't like. Like, okay, I see it with something else I do like. Now I can kind of stomach it a little bit more with its own legs. But again, I was a fan of the original Morbius comics. This looks like it takes a lot from it.
The Midnight Sun.
No, not the Midnight Sun one. Suns one. The earlier one. So like the
Solo.
Yes, the solo one. Yes.
Yeah, that was the one that came out in the 90s.
No, that wasn't the line I'm talking about. Wasn't part of the Midnight Suns run.
Morbius didn't have his own series prior to that.
He did. He did.
No, he showed up in some Spider-Man books.
Nope, he had his own. I know for a fact he had his own one, because that whole tanker scene that you see in the trailer, that's from his own comic.
Fuck me, man.
All right, drop it in the group chat, because I don't
I
recall.
don't remember that one either. Offhand.
All right. Well, when I pass it to somebody, I can then go look. So it's not all of us just looking down. Pete, are you at all interested in this Morbius in any facet, whether it's streaming or DVD or in theaters?
I want to preface this with, I like bad movies. I am the king of fucking D-grade horror movies. So with that said, I will watch it eventually. I will not see it in the movies. Sony will not get any money from me from this. I will not purchase it or rent it on Amazon or anything like that. I will wait for somebody to either give it to me through unscrupulous means, or maybe I'll find like a Blu-ray or a DVD in the subway, because no matter what happens to the economy with inflation or gas prices or anything else, there's still them people down in like Union Square, not really so much Union Square because there's a lot of cops in Union Square, but if you hit like 23rd and Eli in Queens, there's definitely somebody with a towel full of fucking DVDs that you can get some shit. And that's how I gotta watch it, that's how I gotta watch it. I know, and I think I mentioned this the last time too. Not that I'm encouraging anyone out there in Figure It Out land to do anything unscrupulous or illegal, but I'm also saying that maybe those are options. There is an app that is only for fucking Samsung phones, and I forget what this app is called, but I can find out. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but literally, like, you just, what is it?
JD's like, don't mess this up for all.
I think everybody knows about it though by now. I'm pretty sure, because I'm still sore that it's not on iPhones, because Apple's like got this holier than thou attitude. Samsung's like, we don't give a fuck.
Samsung's like, whatever brings people here. That's
yeah, like I'm about to go out and buy an old Samsung phone just for this app. So
okay,
I'll let you guys know. And if anybody else out there wants to know, well, you can probably find it on your own.
Context clues, right? You can find it on your own.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, you can find it.
But yeah, I mean, my boy uses it all the time, and he's always like, "Yo, did you see this? You see this?" I was like, "No, dick. Like, if you're watching the movie, I'm fucking 3 blocks away. Call me. I'll bring over a fucking bottle of whiskey. We'll go to town."
I love that, Pete. By the way, the first comic was not Midnight Suns that I was referring to, but it was Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man.
come on.
You meant Torment, the Spider-Man 1 through 5, when it was like what was it, like Morbius and fucking Callisto and Craven and shit?
He did show up, but it was the Lizard and Calypso.
Oh, Lizard.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was such a weird series, especially I was like in 5th grade. That shit blew my mind. I didn't know what the fuck I was like, this is a horror Spider-Man comic? What am I reading here?
You kept hearing the drum beat.
Yeah.
So I will ask you, Joel, because I know the critics mean like their opinion doesn't mean anything to you. But I do want to ask you, kind of to what Jaydee was saying. Do you kind of feel like
for a second?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This has nothing to do with critical pan or anything like that. This is just my own personal mission to stop Sony. That's why I'm not fucking buying the movie.
You have been very consistent there. No, you have been very consistent there. 100%.
Sorry, to capitalize on what Pete is saying for a second, I think the result of Morbius may have Sony looking at, the future development stuff like the Madam Web movie. And
that's going to be a big success. That's $1 billion fucking movie right there.
Now, look, I defend Sony for a lot. But if there's one project I could flush down the toilet and like resurrect it and then flush it again, it would be Madam Web, 100%. I'd fucking despise that character so much. But anyway, Joel, do you think some of this negativity going towards Morbius is a character thing, an actor thing? Like, what do you think all this negativity is kind of stemming from?
Probably a bad movie. Probably written bad. Probably, It's just I can't imagine it's anything.
Joel's made simple. It's like
time out. Just to give some context, the reason why I asked it like that for Joel is I know a lot of people heading into the first Venom movie, knowing that there was no Spider-Man, that was their holdup, right? Like no matter what that movie did, not having Spider-Man in it is why they were going to shit on it, right? Regardless of how the movie actually was. So I was just kind of trying to grasp because like I haven't read anything that anyone has said. You know what I'm saying? I haven't read not a word. So I was just curious of like, is it like the movie's just bad or is it like the character you didn't like? You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm with you. It could be as simple as it just wasn't good. And look, we've said this numerous times. Is Venom and Venom 2 great movies? No. Are they horrible? No. Not at all. Not at all.
I had fun with them both. So.
I've seen horrible superhero movies, and I would not classify it as that.
I've seen worse, way worse.
I doubt. You want to know what?
You doubt that? Yeah. Superman Returns, if not for Brandon Routh, is literally one of the worst superhero.
Well, that's just because it's boring.
Young man, that's beautiful. I'd rather watch Superman Returns with Brandon Routh than the original Captain America movie with Mark Salinger, where the Red Skull was Italian.
Hey man, that costume was pretty damn good. 1990. That was really good costume. God damn it. We didn't get a lot of good shit back then. That costume was great.
yeah. Until he ran, and the ears would flop as much as the wings on the top.
Cheap, but man, it looked good when he was standing still. You know what I mean?
Whenever you don't move, you are spot on.
Yeah, the costume was good for its time. It was before its time. Now, Red Skull was Italian, and it was weird, But
at the same time, you had Sam Raimi's Darkman coming out. What's a better superhero?
Darkman was dope.
Good, though. Darkman's good.
Oh, yeah, man.
The Roger Corman Fantastic Four was actually not bad.
I never seen
it. Wasn't good.
It didn't look.
It wasn't bad either.
It didn't look good. Like those costumes. Talk about cheap.
But you know what? Again, it was the 90s, so you're like, yo, that looks fucking cool. Like that's Mr. Fantastic, and
right.
He was like the only one that really looked good. The Thing looked like stupid, and Johnny Storm didn't flame on until the very end of the movie. But
that's where all their budget went into. Flame on.
Yeah, right. The graphics just to make that shit happen.
I'm sorry. In another comparison, at the same time, we had the very first Ninja Turtles movie.
True.
That movie was great.
That fucking was a great flick. I'm sorry.
Movie was
I'm
great.
not a Turtles fan. That was a great
Look,
flick.
I will always say that movie to me will always be humorous because they legit showed up in a fucking trench coat to a crime scene and said, "Hey, what happened here?" And the cop legit turned around and said, "Yeah, so this is what happened." Not noticing a turtle's face, not noticing how mad
first of all,
he was.
none of that happened at all.
That 100% did happen.
No, they did. No, it did
Not
not.
that
What
movie.
cop? When did they ever walk into a crime scene with a cop and in a
They
trench
did.
coat?
I will bring
No,
up
they
the
did
photo
not.
right
You can
now.
look it up. I know
I
that
will
movie
bring it
like the
up.
back of my fucking hand. Are you serious?
They legit were in a damn trench coat.
Yes, he was in a
At a
trench coat, but he
crime
didn't
scene.
enter a crime scene. He
Trench coat was
ran.
when he
He
fought
was
Casey
running. He
Jones
got
in the
out.
park.
He went to a movie in a trench coat and a hat because that's what that was their disguise. And then he stopped a mugging, and he had a fight with Casey Jones in a trench coat and a hat
You got to know what a crumpet is to play cricket.
to play cricket.
It's a great line. It's one of the greatest.
Oh, that
lines ever.
movie is amazing. I love that fucking. Most of the time they were in the shadows though.
Yes.
Oh,
Because they were ninja.
figures.
And
Yeah.
Splinter would have yelled at him
And
if
they're
they weren't in
fucking
the shadow.
turtles. They're obviously gonna notice it. But the best part was when he rolled over the taxi and the guy's like, "Yeah, it was just a big turtle in a trench coat," and he's just like, "Whatever." Like,
Because it's New York City. Nobody cares.
yeah.
Whatever.
He's like, "You see that?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was a big turtle in a trench coat." You're going to LaGuardia, right?
And I swear to you, it's exactly what it is. When I went with my girlfriend to pick up some comics in Midtown.
Yeah,
Midtown
I
Comics.
just said they're the trench coat, Juwaan.
And we were going to, I think it was like Howard Johnson's or something was still around then. And we're cutting through Times Square, and there's this guy in a fucking suit, and he's got his briefcase, and he's clearly late for wherever he's going. So he's like skipping through the crowd. Excuse me, sorry, excuse me. And there happens to be a street performer dressed in a very good Spider-Man costume. Not like one of them idiots I want to take a picture with you, but like this guy's doing like flips and acrobatics and shit or whatever. And this guy's like, excuse me, sorry, Spidey. Like stops, says hello to him, and then poof, continues on his way. Like no matter what's so important at the end of that journey, he's like, gotta stop and say hello to Spider-Man. Spidey, and continues on. Don't fit nothing facing New Yorkers. Nothing at all.
No, nothing does.
Fucking fantastic.
That was the best part of that. That's the whole point of that scene is that they see it all. You know, they didn't care. It's whatever.
I forgot about that actually.
I love
and
that
it's on
movie.
Netflix too. I can go watch
It
that.
is on Netflix. It's a great. I love that fucking movie. I watched that movie so many. That's why I'm like, why would you even question me? I know that motherfucking movie like the back fucking hand.
Oh, Juwaan, why would you question him, Juwaan? Why?
I swear to God, I remember that.
Well, that's
Well,
the problem.
Juwaan's
You're
in the middle of a
remembering because you've
Mandela
probably
effect.
seen it once.
I don't even think I've seen the whole thing once.
Look at that. Then why would you even question me?
Because that's the only thing I thought I remembered.
Well, it was the right thing.
Obviously, if I thought I was wrong,
Well,
I
look,
would have went so
This
in-depth.
whole time you're hating on a scene that didn't even exist in a movie.
First of
You
all, I
left
didn't
that
hate
alone.
on it. I did not hate on it. I said the funniest thing to me.
No.
was that
Do you like that movie?
I didn't see the whole thing. I didn't say nothing negative about it. I said
It's
the
happened in the
funniest thing.
cartoon for sure.
You said it's better than the cartoon?
No, I said that the scene where like they walk up to the cops in the trench coats, that's definitely happened in the cartoon.
I know I saw
I
that.
have no doubt about that.
Probably.
I'm like, I remember seeing it. It was just like,
They didn't walk up to
Alright.
no cops in a trench coat.
I'm like, all right, yeah, I guess that's normal for New Yorkers.
That movie was too dark for that
It
kind of.
was dark. That's why I said I like it more than the second one. I love the second one, but I love the first one the best.
I think the first one scared too many kids, and that's why they went so campy with the second one.
Yeah, and it just got worse. It just can't be.
Yeah. Who was it that ended up in the tub? Leonardo?
Raphael.
No, yeah, you're right. Raphael
He
got
got the shit beaten out of him by like 25
Foot
Foot
Clan
Clan members and
on the
Shredder.
roof because he took
Yeah.
them all by himself on the roof by himself. He's all tough and shit.
Right. It wasn't Shredder till later. Yeah, that's right. He got jumped, and they threw him through the skylight.
Right. You want to talk about not seeing shit? There was like 50 fucking ninja up there. Like,
oh, a fellow chucker, eh?
yeah.
Just spinning them nunchucks
That-
on his finger.
The fucking physics. Like, how are you spinning that shit on a rope? Like, how does that work?
That was about the only fucking like really campy ass part in the shit was.
Yeah,
You know what?
the spinning,
It's on the
nunchuck.
turtles. I didn't find this out to the other day. The guy that played Reacher was one of the turtles in the Michael Bay flicks.
Yeah, he was
Really?
Raphael.
Yeah, for one of the turtles.
Yeah, he was the Raphael.
That makes sense. See,
He was the big
yeah,
one.
big dude.
He was big Raphael. I mean, they were fucking massive. They were just as big as fucking that dude. That guy was a monster.
But again, Reacher was probably my favorite new show that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah,
talk about a guy they should have casted as the John Walker Captain America.
Yeah.
Wow.
He would have been imposing as fuck.
He would have been bigger than Chris Evans.
I was about to say, I still to this day don't fully love them making Chris Evans as big as they fucking made him. So to bring in someone that's bigger than Chris Evans, that's way too much.
I think that would be the problem. It would literally overshadow Chris Evans. That guy's like 6'5".
That guy's massive. And should get
Forget height wise, he is just bulk size. It's just He looks like if they wanted to do what they did with Lou Ferrigno's Hulk today. That's the guy they go and get and say, "Hey, just be our Hulk. Don't say anything. Just smash."
What if he ends up being Superman? I'd love to see that dude as a Superman.
What would I
want? I don't know if I need Superman that massive either.
Or that, I mean, he's a fucking monster. Yeah,
fucking yeah, bro. Give me.
He's blonde. I don't want to see him with dark hair. I don't want a blonde Superman.
It's me.
It's
not
you.
like I want it.
You want a physique that big for Superman?
Yeah, dude.
That then makes it even more harder for me to see.
It's funny because he's been in DC twice. He's been Hulk and he's been Aquaman. So it's like,
that the Superman thing. I think I can wrap my head around. It's the Clark Kent visual for me that would bother me. That's a big ass Clark Kent. Like, if he came up and interviewed me, I go, "No, you're Superman." What? Yeah, you have to be. Like, why are you doing interviews for a newspaper this big? Like, why are you not doing other things?
Superman doesn't shrink down to become Clark Kent.
No. I'm saying to be that big is cool for the visual of Superman, but the visual of Clark Kent is where you just go, "All right, no, I can't buy that. I'm sorry, no, not at all. Not." That's why when everyone was just like, "Oh, they wanted Diana to be like so much more like bigger,"
massive.
I'm like, when I heard that Zach was going the route he was going for Diana, that, you know, she had her own, I guess, museum of some sorts or whatever. It's just like, if she was that massive, her walking around cleaning statues and shit would be the weirdest visual. Like, why are you so massive doing these things? Like, go lift a tire or something. Like, you should not be this big doing architect work or whatever. But all right, let's move on. Obviously, the Oscars happened this Sunday.
No.
They did. There were a lot of winners, not really any that people remember.
Like a bunch of losers.
There was a bunch of losers. But I did want to give a quick shout out to Dune for winning the awards that Dune won. I'm glad that Dune got six awards. It deserved it for sure. I still will fight to the end that it should have gotten best picture, but whatever. Shout out to Jessica Chastain for her first ever Oscar. Well deserved.
I like
and
her.
Of course, Will Smith won his first ever Oscar. Well deserved. That movie was great, by the way. That movie was really freaking good. King Richard.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, it was just about Venus and Serena's dad.
Oh.
Yeah. So shout out to him for that. And apparently Samuel Jackson won an Oscar for something. I don't know what it was specifically, but he won an Oscar for something. But anyway, we're going to talk about, obviously, the most talked about thing ad nauseum this week. I even saw it talked about on sports shows. Like, I was just like, this is too much.
Let's talk about something else. I mean, that, you know, there's so much better stuff to talk about.
The only thing I did want to say about it is I was asleep for the Oscars because I had smoked right beforehand. Not even like, I forgot the Oscars were on completely because it's not really something I pay attention to. And I'm not ragging on do. I'm not into it, completely oblivious to the fact that they was on. So I fell asleep and I woke up around midnight. I fell asleep after dinner, and Italians, we do dinner at like 3-4 o'clock on Sundays. And so I woke up around midnight, slept through the whole fucking day. It was a waste of time. And I go online. And I am literally bombarded with shit like, what has happened? What the fuck is going on? And the only reason I did bring it up in the first place as a potential topic is because I have this joke that I just think is phenomenal, that I really want to get out of my system to anyone and everyone who will listen.
Absolutely.
And, you know, overall, I think Willsmith should be more concerned with keeping other people out of Jada's mouth instead.
Oh my god.
All right. Okay. Woo. Okay. Yeah. So we're just gonna move.
That's totally cutting. He's either cutting that out or that's the
No,
fucking
that's
preview.
staying in. That's staying in for sure. We're just gonna move right past.
Listen, if Will Smith wants to come and fight me, I'm down. Let's do this. Come to Brooklyn, baby. I like you, Will, but I'll also box you. I don't care.
Look, I'm sure part of Chris Rock thought the same thing, so he got the shit slapped out of him. And he's like, "Oh my god!" like he
wow.
really did that. Like, ow, what?
That happened.
But
Any
anyway,
comic book
all right.
flicks win some shit?
Say it again.
Did anything like besides Doom, like any comic book flicks win anything?
Well, they were fan voted, like best cheer moment. And that went to Flash's scene in the Snyder Cut where he went back.
Okay.
It went to that, and then I think the best fan film went to Army of the Dead. Which
think about the fan base and think about
yes, what do those two movies have?
What do they have in common?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When we go back to the the Flash thing, you want to talk about a guy who is ruining his own career and cannot get out of his own way, pun intended. I mean, there's when you're the lead of a flick, you have a responsibility of maybe 150 people involved in the production and keeping them employed. And when you do something like you did twice and publicly fucking assault someone.
Is that what he did this time too?
Yeah, dude.
He didn't go full on Darth Vader choke, but he did. It was disorderly conduct. I think you said, right, Joel?
He did, but disorderly conduct and assault. What he did is he got upset that they were singing karaoke at a karaoke bar, and
as one does.
So he interrupted someone, a girl, while she was singing, like took her mic and shit, and then apparently he jumped on some dude that was playing darts. I don't know what the fuck was going. I don't know why.
Okay.
So the homeboy's got some issues.
Yeah, clearly.
But I do want to stress.
I think he has a drinking problem.
I do want to stress really quickly, though. All jokes aside, we do hope he gets the help that he needs. Forget movies, forget being an actor. Just your responsibility as a human to be safe, sober, and obviously not causing mayhem.
Is it a substance abuse thing? Was he
fucking
hammered? Because he pushed that woman in the store, but I don't know if he was hammered then.
No, I think
obviously,
that was
you're at a karaoke bar. You could be drinking or
it's
doing
possible
whatever.
He was drunk then too, but we don't. They don't tell us that.
True. I mean, it is a highly underrated and underappreciated thing to get just a little bit drunk and then go grocery shopping. Just saying.
So if you guys haven't tried that, Pete is definitely suggesting. Please.
I don't recommend getting high before you go grocery shopping. That's a good way to spend $300 when you was only going to spend $100.
Or a really good way to eat all the grapes. Standing.
Everything.
Everything. Like I only want
to hand the woman like a stalk. This used to be here. Just charge me for it.
I hate this. I'm sorry. But no. So I do hope he gets the help he needs. But to spin it into something more geeky for us to talk about of that. There is a hot rumor that just started going around today that I saw today. I don't know if it was old or not, but I saw it today. And the rumor was before it got moved, there was an end credit scene of Michael Keaton meeting Jason Momoa's Aquaman. That was supposed to be like an end credit scene. And now that Flash comes out apparently after Aquaman. It might either be placed somewhere else or just not really utilized yet. Which, you know, again, this has nothing to do with Ezra. We're moving on from it. I don't want people to think like, oh, it was moved. No, Ezra has nothing to do with it being moved or anything.
No, it was moved before him.
Right. I just want to make sure that that's clear so no one thinks like I'm trying to connect dots here.
Yeah.
But, I feel robbed a little bit because I'm like, I do want to see Michael Keaton's sarcasm up against Jason Momoa's badassery, right? Like I want to see that interaction.
There's a much different height differential now between them
They
two
really
compared
do.
to him and Ben. You know what I mean?
Clearly that interaction will still happen. So I'm not saying like, oh, we'll never see it. But you know, the closer we get to a Justice League, I don't mean a movie. I just mean the concept of the Justice League being something like, hey, Batman just ran into Aquaman today. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so freaking cool. So I want to get back to the feeling of that. But Joel, was this a new rumor that came out today, or was this something old?
That's the first I heard of it. And then where it came from, I wasn't really trustworthy, but then it was kind of solidified by someone I do trust, and then someone else quoted it. And I'm like, all right, so maybe there was some truth to it. So I mean, even if it was true, it's not happening anywhere regardless. And if it is, it's just moved. So it was supposed to be in the Aquaman movie. They moved the Aquaman movie, so they moved the scene. So either it comes out maybe as a post-credit scene somewhere else down the line. We'll see. Obviously, they have plans, so that's cool.
Right. I mean, and look, we heard the rumor that Diana is in the next Shazam movie. So like, you just want to see more things like that, where I don't need a Justice League movie, but you are having these characters interact outside of being in a big team up movie. Pete, like, how do you feel about that scene? Is that one of those, damn, I wanted to see that, or like, I'll get it at some point, whatever?
No, that really, like, when I hear things like this end credit scene was scrapped or something like that, or this deleted scene, you know, whatever, I'm always like, well, why? Just you know, keep it in. And especially when it comes to end credit scenes, which allude to, you know, something forthcoming, those are the ones like if I don't get them, I feel gypped. You know, I feel like I got a hornswoggled. You know, I want that scene, and I want it as soon as possible. So wherever you can put an end credit scene, put one in. I was thrilled that there was an end credit scene in Peacemaker, and I want more.
Right.
I mean, just make a whole series of nothing but end credit scenes. Just give me snippets of shit. I don't care. 2 minutes on each.
But CP, as I pass it to you, Jaydee, that's what always pisses me off when people say, like, oh my God, I don't need another shared universe. And it's like, if you don't have a shared universe, you don't get things like the end of the episode you got for Peacemaker. Like, you don't get cool things like that, you know? You limit yourself to like, well, I can only do a Peacemaker show with stuff in the Peacemaker world. No, open that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, now that Peacemaker said the name Batmite, I am very curious when's the next opportunity we have to actually see Batmite, right? And that's what's fun about a shared universe. But Jaydee, what are your thoughts on the rumored end credit scene?
Why
do we ask him anything?
Why do we ask him?
Batman. I like Batman. I do. He's not my favorite guy, but I feel he's
can't tell
my favorite guy because he's overused. You know?
I don't even know what that means when it comes to Batman. Overused. What does that mean?
Go over what I mean by overused. Michael Usman, right, one of the producers of Batman, has been a producer of every Batman film going back to the.
And he's
Batman.
rich.
God bless him. You know what? You know what? I view Batman like, you go to a pizzeria, right? And the guy at the counter goes, hey, sorry, I might have messed up the order. I put a lot of extra cheese on your cheese pizza. That's what Batman is to me. That's when he goes, oh, well, yeah, of course I'll take that. Like, yes. Yes, I'll take extra cheese on my cheese pizza. Of course. Give me as much as you want. No complaints here. No complaints. So to me, you want to sprinkle extra Batman everywhere? Give it to me. Give me more. I'm down with it. I don't know what the fatigue is. I really don't. I honestly don't.
It's like, you could have taken these opportunities with all these other movies to expand on his rogues gallery, B, his family. I mean,
Yeah, that's what we're getting now.
Gotten six Robins in the history of Batman, right?
Mhm.
All anybody knows about is, oh, you mean the guy that wears, the pantyhose, you know what I mean? The Batman. No, there's more than, and they got the wrong one. You know what I mean? That's Robin number 3, right? I mean, not in a bad way. I can't believe I said that. But it's like they had all these jokes based on his sexuality, but it was never Dick, right? Dick Grayson was.
I thought the same thing, Pete. I thought the same thing.
Oh, you gotta cut this part out. You gotta cut that part out.
Oh no, that's all staying. That is all staying, Jaydee. None of that is coming out.
It's like, you got to expand the Batman franchise, right? How many times have we? I want to see a fucking Nightwing movie already, right? I want to see Batman tackle the mob, but led by the ventriloquist, right? And tackle the psychological aspect of it. Oh my God, is this real? Is this this person acting like a simp for a puppet? Is he really this mastermind that can plan all of this stuff and uses this external force?
I mean, I have to be fair here. Outside of the 2 movies in the 90s, there's never been a longevity of Batman, right? Like the most recent longevity we've gotten is Nolan, and he swore off using a Robin, right? Like that wasn't a studio thing saying don't use it. He didn't want to do it. But outside of that, Keaton's Batman didn't go long enough to have a Robin. You know what I'm saying? Clooney and Kilmer only had 1 movie each.
Oh, no. Au contraire, monsieur. What's his name? Marlon Wayans got paid beaucoup bucks,
but never showed up in the movie. So
right. Yeah, that doesn't count.
Supposed to be in Batman Returns.
He was supposed to be Robin, but he didn't get the chance.
Wasn't in it.
Right, he wasn't in it.
We're gonna get Robins, a lot of Robins going forward. Trust me, we're gonna see too much Robin. You're gonna start bitching. There's too much fucking Robin. I don't want to.
I mean, look, there's supposed to be a Nightwing in the Batgirl movie. There was rumors of that. Obviously, you have Titans. Matt Reeves has said that he does want to utilize a Robin. Robert Pattinson is beating down the door to get a Robin. So it will be a lot of Robin. But to me, wanting Robin but saying you have a Batman fatigue, I don't think I'll ever understand how.
And we're gonna get Carrie Kelly Robin on TV soon, so shit, we get Robins.
You get a whole bunch of Robins. It's a Robin renaissance.
I don't know if you guys had followed the Batman series when it's Batman R.I.P., where Damian had passed away when he was killed by Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The end of that
worst series ever.
What's up?
Batman R.I.P. was one of the worst series ever. That was Grant Morrison.
Really? See, because there was one element to this that I loved, and it's after Damian had passed away. Bruce was going around and he was trying to rectify these loose ends, right? And he found out that Damian had a tutor, and when he went to go pay the tutor their final installment, the tutor comes to the door dressed like Robin, but it's Carrie Kelly.
That's right. I remember that. Yes.
I thought that
Carrie Kelly
was fucking awesome, dude. All right, so you said okay. They're not doing all these Robins, right? We're gonna get all these Robins, but a moment ago you were talking about how these universes tied in, right? And you don't get these special moments like the end of the Peacemaker without having those other moments. You're telling me any point in any of these movies, you couldn't have mentioned Carrie Kelly, right? You couldn't have had her in the background. You couldn't have had her as the bank teller in some place.
Well, I mean, you could have for Ben's Batman, but they didn't go that route. They went the storyline, but didn't go fully into it. I thought that was the best chance of ever getting Carrie Kelly was when they announced that. But look, lo and behold, we got Carrie Kelly now for the Gotham Knights series that's coming out. So we got her. We finally got her.
Okay.
So we did finally get Carrie Kelly. But I'm with you. when I found out where they were taking inspiration from for BVS and Ben's Batman, I'm like, oh well, of course, whenever you do a Robin, it'll just be Carrie Kelly, and then you see the trailer, the little girl he's talking to. I'm like, oh, it's Carrie Kelly's coming, and then you see the suit, like the suit and the glass, and you're like, oh, they're not Carrie Kelly. Like they're not Carrie Kelly. So,
and that was supposed to be Dick Grayson.
Right,
So,
right. That was supposed to be a dead Dick Grayson. So at that point, Zach just had no idea what he wanted. Again, Zach never meant for Batman to live long enough for a Robin to even matter.
Right.
So it never was going to.
His
matter.
ideas for Batman were way different than what a lot of us wanted. Like
a lot different. So thank God we didn't get any of that. But I'm with you. I am a fan of Carrie Kelly. So I'm glad we're now finally getting Carrie Kelly. It's somewhere where it makes sense.
Getting a lot of like offshoot Bat characters in that Gotham Knights show. You're gonna get Spoiler, Bluebird, and like characters like random as fuck.
Yeah, so I'm happy for that. Speaking of Craven, one of you guys mentioned Craven before. It's filming currently. There's some set photos and set videos that came out. Nothing major at all. Just like it looks like a car chase or something. But I was telling Joel, I was very intrigued that they went the look. So far, again, this is very early on in filming, but he has somewhat of long hair, with the beard and everything. But I was like, all right, that looks different. He's in a suit in the set photos and whatnot. So I am very curious what they
looks like Tarzan in the city. That's what
he does. He's barefoot in a suit, and it's like that is the weirdest shit.
That was his son, dude.
Say it again.
That was Craven's son.
Oh, but I don't think they're going to go the route of his son. I think maybe they might. Maybe they might.
We don't know. Yeah,
maybe he's
don't
developing
know.
the name now. So yeah, that's possible.
What's his name? Russell Crowe in it, right?
Yeah, but I think he's the uncle though. I think he's supposed to be.
He's supposed to be the father, maybe, but that's not confirmed.
So the original
I thought it was the uncle.
All right.
That would be really cool though. If he was the retired, like he retired being Craven, and now it's kind of like passed on to the son. That would be really interesting. Yeah,
that's different.
It is for sure. Go ahead, Jaydee. I'm sorry.
No, you know what? You know what's no longer filming?
What?
Because it wrapped today, baby. Season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Nice. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's gonna be a fun May.
When does that due out?
It doesn't have a specific date. We just all assume end of the year.
We don't have a date for The Boys either, right?
No, we do. That comes out in June.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that comes out in June. But The Mandalorian, there is no specific date. Like I think they pushed back the Bad Batch. Like they pushed back a few things for Star Wars.
What else from Marvel is coming this year? Moon Knight's this week. Moon Knight's like tomorrow.
Miss Marvel is June 8th.
Captain Marvel is June.
Miss Marvel.
I'm sorry, Ms. Marvel. Doctor Strange is in May.
Right.
The Marvels is like later this year, right?
Nope, that's next year.
That's
the next thing after Doctor Strange is Thor in July.
Right.
Which we still don't have a fucking trailer for.
No, we do not. We do not.
We don't. And look, Joel said this was an old rumor, but we can talk about it because people are bringing it up again now. But a lot of people are throwing around the rumor of Storm being in Love and Thunder.
I saw a lot of that being shut down today. So
it got shut down today.
I can see her.
I still would really love that.
I could see her appearing in Black Panther 2, which I would like, but not
now.
No, I was gonna say not without a T'Challa. Like I don't need it. I don't need. Someone asked me that, Pete. Someone was like, "Well, you wanted Storm with Black Panther so bad, so when they give a new Black Panther, just put Storm with them." And I'm like, no, that's forcing it. At that point, I just don't need Storm with a Black Panther if it's not a T'Challa.
You already had the best Storm in Black Panther 1.
Yeah, well, she wasn't Storm.
Yeah, I was about to say I had somebody that should have been, because again, Lupita could have easily pulled off that Mohawk look. That's my favorite look.
No, sir.
Who you talking about?
Angela Bassett. We're talking years ago, though.
Bassett.
Oh, that's a forever ago, bro.
I'm talking years ago. That's right.
I was a fan cast in the 90s, dog. We're talking back in the day.
She had a purple costume, just like Storm did for a little while, right? She had the heavy, thick twists in her hair, just like Storm did for a little while also. So,
except that's his mom, dude.
Right. It's not her, but was the visual inspiration taken from the look of Storm? I feel it was.
I guess.
You wouldn't like it if like Storm was, obviously adjusting for the MCU continuity and everything. If she was just like a Dora Milaje, and then all of a sudden, like everybody getting their ass kicked, she breaks out some powers.
Nope.
Oh,
I think you're forcing it. I think at that point you're forcing a narrative of her being a part of Wakanda, and it's like if there's no T'Challa, like if you don't want to do T'Challa,
she's not from Wakanda.
No need to do that at all. No need to do that at all. Just let's
move not Wakandan.
Right. Besides, especially today, with let me not say that, but especially today, you want her to be more so solely dominant than to her to be tied to another character. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, with no T'Challa, just let her be her own person. It doesn't have to be connected to anything Wakanda.
Like considered some type of storm goddess in a different tribe in a different part of Africa. You know, like she was in the comic books. You know what I mean? She's considered a god. She was like considered a goddess in her city, or wherever the fuck her tribe.
Right. She was. Yeah, you're 100% right. But again, that's why Storm is another character we were saying we wouldn't be against you kind of exploring on her own before making her part of the X-Men, because that is a really cool story that Storm has. There's a few X-Men characters I wouldn't mind them doing a Disney Plus series for before bringing them into the main continuity of the X-Men. Because you could just have a lot of fun with it doing it that way.
You can do an X-Men anthology series, and every season it's a new mutant. Like, different stories.
100%. Yeah, I mean, you could do that. Sure. Yeah. All right. So last two things. We did get a trailer for Miss Marvel. And obviously, for reasons we of course know, they went a different route. And Juwaan, I did see she does have a social media, but she's smart. She said that shit to private. She does.
Fuck those people, bro.
Yeah, people are goodness gracious. But anyway, the trailer looks really awesome to me. I can't wait to see how they explain a few things. Excuse me, but I'm just really excited to see where they go with this character and how it ties into the Marvels that comes out next February. Because that's my biggest question. Like Monica Rambeau, we got that answered, right? She went up to see Fury, so it's like, okay, we can connect that dot. How does Miss Marvel become part of that? Like, how does that get connected?
It's probably those damn bands, you know.
Right. It probably is that sends off like a frequency that they're like, wait a minute, what is that? But Jaydee, what are your thoughts on the Miss Marvel first official trailer?
I could dig it. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I liked it when it first came out. I don't know how true it's going to be to the books, but it's
not much, some, but not where a lot of people think is the most important, which is her powers. But everything else seems pretty spot on.
I think the change is better. She was a glorified fucking Mr. Fantastic. Her powers were whack as fuck.
Yeah.
This shit, I like the idea of her being, at this point, like, yeah, she's a rip-off Green Lantern. Fuck that shit. Way better in this case as a rip-off Green Lantern than she was as a whack Mr. Fantastic.
I mean, again, you going this route, I'm not mad against, mainly because me and Joel talked ourselves into how you could still do embiggening later when you introduce the actual Inhumans, which we know Feige wants to. But to me, I'm like, I kind of find it a little bit lazy as a writer if you can't distinguish the difference between her and Mr. Fantastic, because there is one. There is a difference. There's not a massive difference, but there is a big difference between the two.
I don't think there's any laziness at all going into that, because they're doing exactly what they should be doing and forming an entry point for young girls to come into the comic book world.
Absolutely.
Oh, I have nothing against the character. I'm just saying a power set.
And I've read her comics. PB, we tried to review a #1 every time it came out. And I always had the rule of 3. I'll read the first 3 issues, and if you don't grab me, that's it. And there's a reason, I'm sorry to say this, but there's a reason her solo books have always gotten canned. And the only time she works is in Champions, which in and of itself, great book. Champions is dope.
Champions is good.
But like I don't know, maybe you're right. You know, there is somewhere within her original power set that a good writer can, you know, take hold of and do fun things with. But literally all anybody ever did was like fucking Silver Age Hal Jordan. It was always the big fist. It was always the long, lanky legs and shit. And I'm like, oh, this is mad boring after the first 3 issues. You're doing the same shit.
The thing that caught me about Kamala that is the biggest difference between her and Reed is when she utilizes the embiggening, she can go really massively big, like get really big. And I'm like, that
sounds great. Where can I get some of that?
I mean, just big. No, but
I mean, I bought a book on how to make it big, but all it talked about was real estate. I don't fucking, what the hell? I can't take credit for that. That's a Rodney joke.
But no, to me, I'm just saying, it's like whenever Namor comes out, right? The first thing everyone's going to say is, oh, that's just ripping off Aquaman. If you're a good writer, you make Namor in a way. Well, no, you're absolutely right, Joel. But you make Namor or Aquaman in a way that's just drastically different, right? Yeah. So like Moon Knight and Batman, a lot of people compare them, right? Like
I do
the same thing.
Yeah.
When you actually read and watch it, there are differences. Not glaring, like clearly.
And but I bet this show is going to make it even more different. Way more.
1,000%. 1,000%.
It already looks way different than what I'm used to from Moon Knight.
I don't even know a lot about Moon Knight, truthfully.
They take very interesting, what do you call it?
Liberties?
Yes.
That's it, yeah.
Yes, very interesting liberties with it, but it's fucking good. But yes, that's my point. So like, it should, when it comes out, there shouldn't be people saying like, oh, that's just like Mr. Fantastic. No, it should be, bro, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, real deal. You know what I'm saying? No. So that's what I'm saying. A good writer should be able to separate it.
Yeah. To me, her powers are more similar to Elasti-Woman from the Doom Patrol than Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic and like Plastic Man or Long. Those are the stretchy, right? Right. He has stretchy powers, but the way she gets tall and small, and yes, big fist, big feet, you know, and that's more. When it comes to height differential, that's more Elasti-Woman. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, look. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pete.
I was just saying, with these new shows, have we seen any, especially you, because you're up on the Marvel Selects and the Legends figures. Is there a Moon Knight line coming? Is there Ms. Marvel line coming so far?
Nothing's been announced. And the funny thing is,
cool ass hot toys though, boy.
Mm-hmm. There is some cool ass hot toys. But here's the funny thing:
there's a Moon Knight hot toy.
There's an Iron Studios one I saw recently.
Oh shit!
Yes, we do. But there's been no mention.
I'm having problems here, guys. Whatchamacallit? I don't think I can use this iPad anymore for these events. So I don't want to ruin the rest of the show.
No, you're good. It's fine. We only have like a little bit left. You're fine. Okay. But yeah, they haven't even announced anything for Thor yet. They haven't even announced the full Hawkeye line. So it might be one of those things that just push back.
They're waiting for Doctor Strange. So that can just like, you don't know what's coming because what we have planned is going to be insane.
I'll accept that if that's what it is. I'll accept
probably
it.
True.
But yeah, so, I mean, we have seen the reviews come out for Moon Knight. I think the last time I saw it, it was on Rotten Tomatoes. It was sitting at 75. I think
it's lower than I expected because everyone keeps talking so glowingly, and I'm like, I got a 70.
Me and Tia immediately messaged each other and was just like, 75. Who the fuck are they getting to review this shit? Like, who are they getting to review this stuff?
Review bombs by somebody.
75. I will just say, whether you know Moon Knight or not, you will know Moon Knight. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. So, like, if you've never read much about Moon Knight, this being your interpretation of Moon Knight is a very good way to give you Moon Knight for damn sure. And I was saying that, Joel, what didn't help the Moon Knight and Batman comparisons is when the comics gave us Stephen Grant. And it was like, Oh, well, hold on now. A rich billionaire who then dresses up at night. Like, all right, well, come on. That's definitely Batman for Marvel. Yep. And it's like, well, no, there's a lot more to it.
There's a lot of comparisons, a lot. But
there's a lot more into it.
But like I said, even just watching the trailers, you see that they're taking a lot of liberties. And you're like, wow, I don't remember that ever being a thing, but okay, we'll see.
It's different and accurate at the same time. I'll 100% say that. It's different and accurate at the same damn time. But Oscar Isaac looks like there wasn't anyone else that could have done this but Oscar Isaac. Like, he is fucking perfect. He's God.
Good. He's a good actor.
And I will say, because Tia got the first 4 episodes, one thing that got me and Tia thinking was they only sent us 4, not the full 6. So the first thing we said, Joel, was, is this the same situation like with Eternals? How when we saw Eternals early, there was no end credit scenes. You know what I'm saying? As to avoid
we got screwed. We knew there were some because the West Coast got them. We didn't get
so we know that there's 6, but I'm curious, did they avoid sending us the last 2 because there's something so big in it that they're like, no way I could risk you guys spoiling shit.
When's the last time they gave you the whole show?
They gave us the whole show for Bad Batch. They gave us the whole show for Invincible.
But has Marvel done it?
Has Marvel done it? Yeah, they used to do that with the Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and
that was Netflix though.
Iron Fist and Luke Cage. I definitely for season 2 of those. I definitely got the full season.
I don't remember getting all. I watched them. I don't remember seeing all of them.
Yeah, I know for those 2 for sure. We never got any Daredevil, but I know.
You were like 9 episodes of 13. It's a lot, but
we watched season 2 together of Luke Cage.
I don't know if it was together, but I definitely watched it.
No, I mean of the screeners.
Yeah, I remember because I only went to a certain point.
And
I tried to watch it before it came out, so I can all right. And I still rewatched the whole thing from the beginning, which was silly, but
I don't think it's silly, especially if they bring them back. There's nothing silly about that. So I'm really excited for obviously 3 a.m. to come around, so we can hurry up and get Moon Knight in our lives, and then break it down tomorrow on MCR because it's gonna be a lot to talk about.
I gotta get up like a little extra early now because I gotta go to work tomorrow, so I will wake up early, get my Moon Knight in, and then go to work.
I'm telling you, Joel, just pull the 3 a.m. like me and Pete do. Just pull.
I have to work in the morning. I literally have to drive to work. Like usually, the rest of the week, I stay home. I go into work twice a week now.
Oh, got you. So
I get up at 4 to go to work, so there's no way that I
get up at 5.
Watch it on your way to work.
I drive. Dude.
Watch it while you're driving. Joel, get your nap in while you're driving.
It's even worse driving home. That's why I'm like, I need a nap when I get home. I'm like, half dead.
So what Jaydee and Joel are telling me is that they refuse to multitask while they're driving. All right, cool.
Multitasking helps you stay awake, if anything.
But no, I did. Last thing I want to ask Pete and Jaydee, because me and Joel talked about. Maybe we didn't. All right, I'll open this up to you, Joel. But Pete, I'll start off with you. What were your thoughts on that Kenobi trailer? You don't remember it?
I didn't see it.
You never saw it?
No, I didn't. I somehow slept through this. I didn't even know that it was out.
Oh my goodness, man!
What you get for avoiding us for a month?
Yeah. Yes. Go watch it while I pass it to Jaydee. Go watch it.
All right. Okay.
Jaydee, have you seen it?
Yes, and I loved it. I can't wait to see it. I hope they keep Darth Vader away from him for the entirety of the series. Always, 2 ships passing in the night. You need to, dude. You can't show them.
What's the point?
Don't. You've seen 3 episodes already?
No. They said in interviews, Ewan and Hayden, that we will see Vader versus Kenobi. I've actually heard we could see out of 6 episodes, right, Joel? There's 6. Out of 6, we're gonna see Vader and Kenobi as soon as 3. So they're retconning what you're used to. Pretty much is what you're gonna have to wrap your head around. They're retconning.
I can't wait to see the figures, but I'm still waiting for Book of Boba Fett figures. I'm still waiting for my Danny Trejo figure. I'm still waiting for my
Amazon actually released the what do they call them? The people that Boba trained with in the series. What do they call
Tusken
them?
Raiders.
Yes, Tusken Raiders. They do have
Wait.
Tusken Boba.
But 4 inches.
Yes, because they also have it for what was his partner's name? I'm completely blanking on that whole series.
Dude, his name is Dude.
No, what's her name? What's her name played?
Send me the link. Send me the link. I'll order that shit tonight.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you right now. Yes, Fennec Shan. Yes, she's in the.
I want it.
Gotcha.
I want
I'll
it.
send it to you right now. No problem. Joel, what were your thoughts on that Kenobi trailer?
Oh, it was great. I love that trailer. I was like, and I told you what sold me was the Dual Fates when it played. I was like, oh, I was like, sold, all the monies.
Yes,
I already paid, so it's whatever. But like, more monies.
So yeah, so Jaydee, you just got to wrap your head around the fact that they're retconning what you know. So like what you knew don't matter no more.
They are.
It don't matter no more.
What are they retconning exactly?
So what they're retconning is before this series was a thing, Vader and Kenobi had only met once, and that one time that they met was when Kenobi died. Is when Vader, and Kenobi fought and then disappeared.
And they fought on the thing, yeah.
Right. So what they're retconning is Vader sees Obi-Wan 5 to 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. And they actually fight long before Luke's a grown man. Obviously, you remember when Luke watched Kenobi disappear. So they're retconning that. They're retconning it to where Vader and Kenobi they've faced each other before. Now
they can squeeze that in as long as Obi-Wan kicks his ass. I like Darth. Don't get me wrong. I like Vader, but if Obi-Wan should still beat the shit out of him, so that way that line can still stay true. When last we met, I was the student, you were the master. If he gets his ass kicked,
That's true. That's absolutely good point, Pete. Give me a high five.
I don't think that line means the same anymore. In the way they were describing,
the boy's gonna get his ass.
With you kids these days, no respect.
Vader's not getting his ass whooped.
You can't take Obi-Wan.
Vader's not getting his ass whooped. He can get his ass whooped in the time you're talking about. So,
absolutely right. He's only like half a person nowadays.
No way in hell he's
getting. He got no fucking respect.
He has no arms, no legs, can't breathe.
No way Vader's getting.
But he won that fight.
No way he's getting his ass whooped. I also don't think Kenobi's getting his ass whooped either. I think it'll very much be
he makes it to an old man,
So. He's an old man.
I say he's going to make it to be an old man.
Oh, no. I just meant like I don't think he's gonna get beat up
in 5 years after that series gets
Right. So I mean them retconning, I just don't know how you put it back, like put the genie back in the bottle. Like
I don't think it's that far-fetched that they met in between. I think it's vague enough, in my opinion.
No. That's not my issue. My issue is if Vader found you once, I kind of believe he would stop at nothing to find you again. And Kenobi was hiding literally in plain sight. Like if you knew he was in Tatooine, he was hiding legit.
Well, that's if we know. If he knows, we don't know how they meet yet.
Very true. But I'm just very interested to see how that plays out. Them meeting before, when they announced that, I didn't go like, oh, that's hard to believe. That's very easy to believe. Especially the reason that they're saying Kenobi leaves Tatooine. So that I'm very interested to see how that plays out. Because that's going to be a lot of fun.
If you watch the trailer, it's also an Obi-Wan that hasn't been using the Force. He's kind of like trying not to use the Force, so they can't sense him. So it's like it's a lot of like discipline. It's like I got to be like a fucking hermit, literally.
And we will be getting flashbacks of Clone Wars, Anakin, and Kenobi.
That I can't wait
for that. I'm looking for it. I want to see them in their Clone Wars armor.
Yeah, with the armor and shit. We've never seen that live action. That I want to see.
I can't fucking wait.
See, now that was kind of my thought while watching the trailer, because I do remember hearing some chatter on the interwebs about like the whatever his name is, the High Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor, whatever, dude with the big head.
Yeah,
Grand Inquisitor. I don't know who this broad is running around looking like she's a Moff, like she got like the Moff Tarkin.
She's an all new character. She was just created for the show.
What they call Inquisitors.
I don't have as much of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it doesn't strike me as much because I am not familiar with the animated series. Like I never watched Clone Wars. I never watched any of them. I know, Joel. I know I suck for this, and I gotta sit down and watch them. Listen, you guys you got me to watch Teen Titans, and I'm like 2 episodes away from that being done.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I am proud of that.
I know that I'll probably take a break from Teen Titans before I go and watch Young Justice, and I'll watch the Clone Wars and everything. I just got to figure out like which comes first. But I think Disney Plus has it in order. What's that, Joel?
You think Young Justice comes back this week?
Okay, cool. So I can pause then for a little bit, and I'll watch one of the Clone Wars shits, and just to kind of catch up and maybe have some semblance of who these other characters are. Because I didn't mean shit to me when the bounty hunter looking motherfucker showed up in Boba Fett. I didn't know him.
Just to be really specific, really quickly, the Inquisitors are in Rebels.
I'm gonna watch them all.
Oh, okay.
But
that's my OCD. If I'm going in, I'm going all in. I will watch every one of them.
I'm so excited for you,
because look, I for the longest agree with Jaydee that the original Star Wars, the Clone Wars animated series was just such top tier. But it's just seeing what Dave Filoni did with Clone Wars. Like George Lucas never had an interest in making the clones seem more like they had their own identity. They were just all one soldier. They all one beat, right? So you watch Clone Wars and what Filoni did, and you're like, they're their own person, right? They don't all think the same, feel the same. Right. They're their own people. So he brought him.
That's the reason. There's how many, hundreds of thousands of them. They're all having their own lives and experiences, even though they all look alike in the mirror.
Right.
Yep. Right. Which I thought was hilarious when Palpatine just decided, you know what? I don't want any of you anymore. Like, you got to die. I mean, just go get ready.
In the Bad Batch, where they kind of explain that transition from clones to like people or regular people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But what I'm looking forward to the most out of this series that I think we might get a little bit of is that in the comics, this wasn't in the show, Pete, but in the comics, Vader did not like the Inquisitors at all. Like, he had a real problem with.
Didn't he train the Inquisitors though?
No, he did not train the Inquisitors. No.
Sure?
Yes, 1,000%.
I'd look that up, but okay.
1,000%, because Vader was very happy when he got a chance to kill the remaining of the Inquisitors. He was very excited about that.
And this was in the comics in Dark Horse or Marvel?
Dark Horse. Okay. No, Dark Horse. That was just a lot of fun. Just seeing Vader it was like the sibling rivalry, right? Because like the Inquisitors felt like they were on the same level as Vader, and Vader was like, no, the fuck you're not. Like, you're not me. So that was very interesting to see. But these are very original characters with these Inquisitors that Filoni created. So I'm very excited to see it play out in live action. But all right, so I'm glad you finally got to see that. And Pete, did you check out Luke? Did you see Luke he was flying the ships?
Yeah,
that's so fucking adorable, man. I love that. So I can't wait till May 27th. I think it is 24th. I think that's when the series comes out. May 24th, I think.
All right, so I've got a little time then. I can pull off at least a few of these cartoon series in a couple months.
Yeah.
Clone Wars might take you the longest, but
1,000%. I think Rebels is only like 3 or 4 seasons, maybe.
Yeah, I think 4.
And they're not that long. But Clone Wars is literally 6 seasons.
I mean, there's short episodes, but there's like 7, right? No, or whatever, 6 or 7.
6 or 7, but there's 22 episodes per. I think some of them might be a little less because they were like on the back end towards the end of the series. So some of them might be less, but the earlier ones are definitely 20 to 22. But all right, that's all we got for you guys this week. Moon Knight drops tomorrow, so we will be doing the Marvel Cinematic Review to break down episode 1. I think they are only doing 1 episode, right? Because I think Hawkeye did 2 when it first drop?
I don't know.
I mean,
I would love to get, but hopefully not, because I can't. I don't have time for two. I only got time for one.
Right. All right. So yeah, I think they're going the once a week thing. I don't think they're gonna give us two and then whatever.
Only
But
6 episodes. No rush.
No, not at all. Not at all. I was just shocked that they did it with Hawkeye. But I want to thank Jaydee. I want to thank Pete. I want to thank Joel for joining me for this episode. And we'll try to be back next week, guys. You never know. We'll see. So we'll see you guys hopefully next week. But till then, peace.
Later.
Peace.